No topic left untouched. Much respect.
It's your boy Scoonie, used to get high as coolie. Now I spit moody, make beats that super groovy. See, when that sticky told me Spoon is no biggie. So I sample Biggie, grab a drink and got tipsy. Rock with me.
What's going on?
What up, family?
Doing? How's
What
everyone
up?
doing?
15's in the house. What's cracking with it?
Hope all is well in everyone's household, man. Hope y'all like everything that's going on, man. Start right off, man. If you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell. So as soon as we come on, it comes straight to you. You know,
We'd love to know what you think too. Leave some of them comments, man. You know what I'm saying? Talk to us. Give us some information, some inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Let us know if we doing wrong, we doing right. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your boys, for real.
yeah, that's real talk, man. But you know, 15's in here. You already know who it is, who we are.
Articulate one.
Sage. Yeah, so this is another one. I think it's pretty important. I think that we should start reevaluating how we think about certain things and how we use our time on this planet. So with that being said, I want to talk about what do you want to leave? What's your legacy? How do you want to build what do you want to build your years over? When we're no longer in our 20s, as we age, we can see different people going through different things. Life got some real stuff for you. And as you use your time on this earth, what are you going to leave behind? What are you going to contribute? What are you going to build while you?
What is your eulogy gonna say?
That's right. That's right.
What is your eulogy gonna say? Let's
What
real.
will your folks appreciate you for, or not appreciate you for? Because with that being said, like, what would you consider a legacy? Is it always a wealth thing? Is it always this awesome will to where your kids can hardly even cry? They almost smiling at your funeral because dad set us up, like, in a real way. Or could it be abuse? Could it be verbal abuse and how you always do your kids and how your dad did you and how his granddad did him? And now kind of y'all legacy is it's a little bit like all the women know that you know how your granddad is. He was of a certain generation and he raised your dad, so you know how he got. So it's hard to blame people from the past, but that kind of turns into your legacy. So you have to purposely focus on the thing in order to build it up. Because if not, even your bull can become your legacy. So for me, it's like my first big legacy is my children. My second big legacy is some of the things that I'm cooking in my mind and in my budget that are more physical, you know, that are more material things. So
I got you, man. I'm right there with you. You know, I'm a 2-time grandfather, 42. You know what I mean? So I definitely understand how family, you know, plays an important, you know, role. Like, you know, those are my babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I want to be here to see how they get their thing, you know what I'm saying, when they grow up and how they move, you know what I'm saying. So definitely my daughters, you know what I'm saying, that I want them to look at me with respect, you know what I'm saying, and know that I had their back. And it's for, I'm gonna answer one of your questions just from a personal opinion, you know, like it's not necessarily a money thing for me. My legacy, I want to leave. So for some of y'all don't know, you know what I'm saying, we got different endeavors. We all doing different things, you know what I mean? So as of right now, me and Dre are collabing on a book. You know what I'm saying? And we're trying to have that published. Now we're putting time and effort into this thing. You know what I mean? It's not something that we just whimsically just came up with. It was something that I felt like I want to have my name published.
It's not a comic book. It's
an actual book, an actual novel. You know what I mean? And with that being said, I want to be able to have published behind my name and leave something for my children to be able to pass down for generations to come. You know what I'm saying?
Written by author.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And that's just legacy for me. You know what I'm saying? And
that's dope.
And it comes from the inspiration of watching this young man right here. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he approaches life. You know what I'm saying? His legacy. Like, you know, he's a pastor. You know what I'm saying? He's a minister. He's gone to school and actually got that degree to become that. You know what I'm saying? He's not just talking it, he's walking it. You know what I'm saying? So
putting that time in.
It's putting that time in. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean by purposely doing
exactly.
things. Like focused
you know
energy
on
a thing in order to progress your life.
Exactly, and that's inspiration for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how you feel, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. You know, going to school, first of all, be honest, transparent, that does not make you a minister. That's just like one of those tools, you know, to sharpen, you say, your craft or however you want to be.
Going to college don't make you smart, but it sure does help having that degree. So respect to your efforts.
It helps, you know, I mean, as far as that. But, you know, my drive, man, is based on, like, when I look at breaking generational curses. You understand what I'm saying? Because when I look at myself, see, we have to look at ourselves personally and what we're going through or what we've been through or whatever it may be. And a lot of my overcoming in life has been over me having to like focus on breaking these particular curses that have hindered my family. Alcoholism. There's things with my father and not having. I'm one of those normal statistics. We all know them. We all talk about them, especially in our community. Father was not there. All those different things. He wasn't there, but the reality of it is that, okay, well, because of what I went through, I'm going to make some changes. Went to the United States military first and focused with a different change, something different. But I still made mistakes, you know, so.
That's what we all do. That's what we all do.
I look at it now, you know, going on 15 years of marriage with my beautiful wife, who we go back to 12, 13 years old, and we used to talk about these things. You know, like we used to talk about having children and a house, and it's crazy how God works. We actually have it.
Yeah.
We own a home. We don't rent a home. We have 5 children. You know what I'm saying? In reality, we have 6 children because one of our children had passed away prior. You know. It's so many different things, you know, than having sons, because I'm my only father's son. And looking at that, like what Dre's talking about, you know, when you're looking at the future, the planning for the future, I want something 2 times better, 3 times better. They know who I am. They see me on an everyday basis. They see that their mother and their father in the same home.
Compared to how you was
right.
raised.
They see all these. They have their own bedrooms. They have their own bed. They have all these different things. So God has been doing that for me and my wife. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, baby. You know I love you, queen. But the reality is that that's what I look at for my future. It's like, man, first we have to break these generational curses in our lives in order for us. Am I right or wrong? To be able to plan for the future and build a legacy. So that would be my answer to that first thing. We have to be able to come to that, like, okay, man, look at me, man. Look at my dad. Okay, it's cool. My dad wasn't there. I could be transparent, man. A lot of people ain't transparent. My father was an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? He was a freebase. You know what I'm saying? He ain't ashamed to tell you either. He's a great man. We didn't conversate. We had argument. We had all this. He wasn't there. He was in prison. But you know what? We have one of the best relationships of my life today. You know what I'm saying? Because I allow God to come in my heart to let go of some hatred because he made mistakes just like I did as a man.
Right.
When you get to that conversation, young man, older men, you feel me? And you humble yourself, ask the Lord to humble your heart. Humble yourself and you really talk to him, you'll find out, man, dang, man.
And that's it, man. Communication, right? Like you gotta talk about this. Like you cannot just keep it in. It's toxic.
Going with that, E, because you said something good. You have to look in the mirror and be willing to make whatever changes is necessary to break your generational curses, your own personal curses, your own kind of BS.
Right. What are you gonna sacrifice?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
So then building off that, once you get past the fact that I recognize who I am and what I want in my life and what I want my future to be and my legacy to be, now I just created a goal. I now just created a vision board for something for me to aim at, versus it being this outer space thing that's imaginary. So now I can build actual steps in order to start making that legacy happen. Because the same thing in your marriage, the same thing in your career, the same thing in everything. You have to be, like I say, purposely, like this has to be done on purpose. You're not going to accidentally stay married for 15 years.
I got a question on that.
Yeah, it's work.
How do you do that as a young man, though? Like someone in their, maybe let's use Aryan's age. How do you get him to, instead of being in a retrospect, like, you know, someone of our age, how do you go into a 19, 20-year-old, 20, 21-year-old that's not passionate about, you know what I'm saying, the way that they make their moves? How do you get them to understand what's the importance of legacy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I believe, if you don't
Depends on
mind,
go for it. Depends on the kind of kid, right?
Well, no, I don't believe. No, it does not. It depends on the kind of kid for the decision they make. But the first thing is something that I learned in your household that I'm proud of, that I got to be that happened, is that you have to see a certain type of structure.
That's real.
You have to have a certain type of structure that your children see. My wife is so adamant, Alicia's so adamant about structure. She gets on me a lot, man. Hey, man, I'm not perfect. Man, be truthful. Sometimes we're not perfect, and I think that's the problem. We hold the pride thing in, and we don't want to be.
Can I get it? We not perfect.
You know, we not perfect, man. And in that, learn how to listen to your woman. You know what I'm saying? She might have a key to helping you, bro. Because
that's what she's there for.
Think about it. Check it like. Think about it. For so many in our culture, we've had mom. It's a certain percentage had mom and dad.
Yeah, most.
But for the most, it's halfway. So maybe, hey man, quit thinking you know it all. That's something. Quit thinking you know it all. But the structure is the key. And now it depends. That goes to what you were saying. Depends on the kid. Well, it depends on the kid's mind, on which direction,
maturity level
that they decide to make.
Are you more of a pessimist? Are you more of a person who sits back and waits to see the trend? Are you a person who jumps on the trend? Do you create the trend? Are you know, like how are you thinking, like, not mechanically, but how are you putting, how does your 1 + 1 = 2? Like, when you put your steps, what direction do you go? That's what I mean by what kind of kid, because not everybody wants to do crypto stuff.
Well, I can say this.
Not everybody wants to be an artist.
I have multiple children. I have more children than everybody, right? I can say that. It's facts, right? And having these different boys, I have, you know what I'm saying, 3 different, like, personalities. And seeing 3 different drives, but then see similar drives. Then seeing from my daughters, their similarities, their drives, right? So it's just like you can take 5 children. This ain't the Brady Bunch, that's TV, y'all. Let's keep that all the way real. That's PG-13 or whatever you want to call it back then.
G.
Bruh, this 5 children, we saw it in the Cosby Show. I can honestly say that. They all were raised the same. All had the same stability, same rules, same everything.
One's a hippie, everything, one's a super nerd, you know, like all about school.
Tell me if this is the biggest thing. And they even showed us how they had to adapt themselves. That's why it was genius to watch that back then. Denise, a different world. Denise is in college. She's in HBCU and She went 1 year. It was a wrap. This ain't for me. She ain't Sandra. Theo struggled with you know,
dyslexia.
There's differences.
Earrings.
There's differences. Rudy, you know, we don't know what ended with Rudy, but I can probably 9 times out of 10 guarantee
She went to school.
graduated and she went to school somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
And she probably, out of the kids, became the lawyer
She
or
probably
the doctor.
She probably convinced Bud to go to the same college she went to.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But that right there, that's the key, man. That's the key. And we have to learn those keys.
You got to build a foundation, which means that, fellas, back to a previous subject. If you haven't seen it, go back to one of our other videos. But relationships, the size of her, whatever you want, is your favorite part. Is not going to.
Let that go, G.
Is not going to give you a solid foundation
Right.
to build a legacy.
Right.
So you're going to have
You're
to
gonna
pay
have some
attention.
foundation.
Oh yeah.
And a
I
lot
don't
of
even want to
child
say
support.
how, but yeah, you're gonna
That's the other thing. Child support. Woo.
see now your legacy is being the baby daddy versus the father, the
That's a
husband,
whole
and all
nother
that
topic.
But that's what I'm happy this conversation kind of went that direction, because that is the legacy of the generation. That's like
It's
one
not,
of those.
it's not you standing on the hill because of all the money you made.
It's like
It's you and your wife building, and you're still together when your grandchildren show up. You're still together when it's time to go on cruises and buy a boat and do the goofy things that when none of this even in our mind at 28, at 23. But now that I'm older, now that I'm thinking differently, now that I can see not only my past but my future, now I can make different investments on our lives versus me thinking I'm on a mountain dishing out money being the man.
Right.
When in a lot of scenarios, your kids who you throw money at don't really want your money. They wish you would throw the football and show up to the game.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Your money only goes a certain amount. So the woman that you pick, ladies, the man that you pick, it matters. It is the building block of your relationship, which is the building block of having children, which is the building block of generational things that you can now bestow. The things that you broke and the good habits that you have, now you can move towards the future with your new traditions and your new Cosby lifestyle.
And with that foundation, you get to bring in what this I believe is, you know, a lot of people don't really think about. I didn't start thinking about it until I think one of you brought it up, but multiple streams of revenue.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know I've said it. I know I've said it.
I've heard both of you guys with the conversation, and it just makes so much sense. Just, you know what I'm saying? It's, you know, you talk about hustle, and there's just so many different ways you can hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Legally.
for real. Like, I know. Check it out. I know somebody
That's real.
lives in my neighborhood. When I met him about a year ago, he went from Toyota Corolla to Expedition. And this is how he did it. Like, I'm not saying that that's a major, but I'm saying like he's using the Expedition now to be a Lyft driver for Black. You know what I'm saying? Getting bigger money, and then on the side he's also getting packages of toilet paper, stocking up on things like this and shipping that all over the place for people that's searching online. Like, there's just so many different ways you can do this.
That's
You know
the
what
beauty
I'm
of
saying?
America, and that's where we have to tap in and bring those resources. You feel me?
Speaking of a new resource, was you finna go there?
Yeah, pretty much. I was just saying that's really what it is, because it's like we've come to a point of what are we willing to risk for our freedom from
Freedom
What's holding
isn't
us?
free.
from what's holding us down, because that's the reality of it is, and I think that's why I know where you're going, Dre. You know what I'm saying? Because look, man, I can admit it. I worked 20 years for a job.
That's what you're saying. Sacrifice.
Bruh, you know, I'm talking about sacrifice, yeah. Now sacrificing for somebody else.
Gotcha.
I worked 20 years for somebody. I'm not gonna name names or anything. And COVID hit, and I'm sent with, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of money basically, and good luck. I've given you 20 years of my life, sacrificed for my children, so many different things, and you just let me go without an explanation. You don't even say, hey, we in a situation, man, you know, hey, do you mind doing this? It's, you know, it might not be as much money. We have to make some change. I can understand this COVID-19. We ain't never been through this before. Right. But you just send me out to the wolves right after my daughter dies. So all these different things, all these years I've given you, and I'm having in my mind telling my family all these years about how I love this company and what this company do and everything. After the man dies, y'all just leave me out, like literally. So it's like after that, now I'm like, again, what am I willing
to sacrifice?
To sacrifice.
Man, we gotta move away from that, man. We gotta move away from working for these people. We have to move away from that.
I just met a black dude who spent, I think he said $9,000 worth of equipment, and he now is generating somewhere close to $230 a day by doing nothing, by paying his power bill on time. His biggest issue is how much power he used. He bought a couple servers, and he's doing the crypto farm thing, and he has one machine, I think he said makes something like $30 a day, another one that makes 85 or close to 100, and it all added up is over $200 per day that this dude is making off computers that sound like an air conditioner running all day.
Wow.
And that's it. Now I could tell you, I don't make $230 per day. So
nobody doing that right
so
now.
Is this
you on that level?
Is this billionaire, millionaire change your life money? Maybe not, but you're doing it.
Oh, that's quite
with with zero real effort, with no job. You can pay the car note and the rent and all of these things plus some,
and have more left over. Yeah, for sure.
So his investment, he saved up his money. He wanted them nerdy, no disrespect. I know y'all think nerd is bad, but it isn't. He one of these nerds who don't care about how he dress, and you know he wear the same thing a lot. He let the black clothes go faded. He drive the bucket car when he don't got a car. He ride the bus, and he don't really. He don't even flinch really. You know his car seats all raggedy and all of that. But now he has a newer. I think it might be a Camry or something like that. So I mean, this is just
which you probably pay cash for.
And even if you don't, you're making payments off of somebody else's effort.
That's how it works in that world, in that generation, you know, or that type of mentality of those people. From what I've gathered and trying to get to there and look at that, that's one of the reasons why, you know, we're here right now. Honestly, it's not necessary.
Other streams of income are a major thing.
It's not even necessary like a stream of the income. I mean, that's a good possibility. You hear about the stories, but it's like, it's just getting to a place of that freedom of doing what you want to do.
That's what,
and enjoying what you want to do, and being able to do it with other people.
For me, the American dream.
Having multiple sources of income. Having multiple sources of income, I equate to like diversifying your portfolio, because no matter what the stock market or what takes the dip, when I lose this job, there's 5 more that still doing the thing. Yeah. So okay, when I get fired from my job, my biggest problem is my medical coverage, because I had cheap medical coverage because I had a job. Now that's my biggest deal, because I got 3 other paychecks that come in, and it's like, how am I gonna replace this money? No big deal. But for me right now, if I lose my job, we in trouble in about 30 days. You know what I'm saying? When the next month, when the next month rent hit, everything in the account is now gone. When that following 30 days is gone, we in trouble. Yeah. So how to avoid that is diversifying where your money comes in. I taught my daughter when she was probably in junior high school. I don't know how old, because she's been talking grown since forever. But I told her she was so focused on college, and she was so stressing out. I told her, remember, college prepares you to get a better job, but you're getting a job. You're getting paid from someone else. You're preparing. You're getting this degree to put yourself in position to get paid more from somebody else's business. Mm-hmm. Use college to understand that generating money is the name of the game, not getting a job. Those are not the same thing.
Right.
Please understand that if college is the way that you want to go, the real object of the game is generating money. The object of the game is not getting a good job, because the good job can you whenever they feel like canning you. The good job can make your job stressful. Can make your job stressful and tell you, yo, if you don't get whatever shot we tell you to get, your job might be at risk.
No, absolutely.
So whether or not you believe in any shot, do you want to have your working conditions dictated by somebody else? Or do you want to be in control of your finances in a way to where you tell people, what do you do for a living? And you say, oh, I make about X amount of dollars a month. You can't even name a job, really. I would love to get to that point to where my friends hate me because they don't really know what I do. Like Tommy.
You don't have no job,
I don't really do a whole lot of anything. But I bring in $230 a day. I mean, like, what you want me to say? I make sure my computer don't overheat. That's my job.
So would you say that the bottom line is just time to just start setting goals?
Yeah.
For the future.
That's the
bottom line is, find a way to let go of your past and move towards a goal. Find a way to handle or deal with or let go of your past and move towards a goal. Whether it's physical things, because I have heard different people say, man, when I was a kid, all I wanted was a Maserati. All I wanted was a Lamborghini. So I worked until I had it. And before I knew it, I had 10 of them. And now the life that I didn't even know that was coming towards me was really because of the object that I put in front of me. Other people say money is security for me. That's how I think. For me, money makes my anxiety go down.
So you telling me you can do something else than There's
multiple ways of getting.
I can do something else and try to rap and produce beats
and dribble with your left hand.
You can buy a record studio
or football.
Absolutely, you can buy the record studio and
I'm not saying
have the patience and grind to be the next Puff Daddy.
Yeah,
I just want to be the illest rapper.
Exactly.
One of the things that I think I love about Suge Knight, regardless of the MO, whatever it is, because if you really think about it, if he just humbled himself to think about today, think about what Puffy and was at that time, right?
He was them,
right? Mm-hmm. They started same time.
Yeah.
Can you imagine right
what the West Coast would be?
What this coast could be? Because you are the first and only label in West Coast. Be honest with me. Tell me if I'm lying. This man was able to create him and Dre original plan. Dre had One Way, that's where he brought the Crips. Suge had the Bloods, right? But they created something that you've never seen before, where you have a rival. Like, a person can walk up in a room and, man, I just tried to kill this dude.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Now he's gonna be on the
album. Me?
Mm-hmm.
But like, you understand, that's never been done before. What Suge was doing,
you can take
and
him
setting him up,
hood, but you can't take the hood out.
Snoop, all of them, even Dre he allowed Dre to share his own freedom to where his avenue, like he was.
I think Suge was the marketing and the charisma.
It's not just
he set up this future.
And Dre was the know-how.
Planning
Dre's
for
the technical
all
guy. Dre's a computer nerd.
I got a perfect example of today's time, something that actually, like, 2018, 19. Y'all know who Juice WRLD is, right? You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? He said something that was, to me, it was so, like, thinking about it, it's kind of like,
them guys, man.
Why would someone think this? But his thought process was he didn't know that anybody could just go into a studio. He figured that you had to be somebody famous to go in and make a rap song. It wasn't until he realized he could do this that he walked into a studio and made the first song he made streamed over 500 million streams. Mm-hmm. And he didn't write nothing down.
He's been thinking about it for 20 years. He's had that song playing. He's made it every single note in his head. I know I've done that before.
It's just all I'm saying is, like, it's the thought process we got to do, man. We got to stop thinking and holding ourselves back.
Stop thinking.
We got to stop holding ourselves back.
Instead of buying Jordans, buy stock in it. Because I believe the stock costs a little bit less than $200 pair of Jordans. If I remember. if you can't buy, one full share on your own, buy a partial share until you can get to that space. Because over time, your Jordan's gonna wear out and your stock will increase in value. It'll always be brand new.
You can get them redone.
Not only that, they got classes for cryptocurrency. So if you don't know anything about it, just like I am, you know what I'm saying, I'm not a novice or anything. You know, I'm just a beginner. They actually have classes you can look into to get some information about crypto. That's the new way. That's how money's gonna be going. You know what I'm saying? The way they're getting out there, it's gonna be digital. I hate to say it, but you know what I'm saying. That's just the way it
Put that
is.
chip in your hand.
As we can see, the dollar's going up. At least my dollar's worth less. Gas is going up, groceries going up, pretty much everything more expensive. So as your dollars become worth less, you'll have some diversity in other places. I'm saying dedicate your life to crypto and any one thing specifically. I'm saying
Just look into it.
look
Man.
at something more than punching into the clock at the job.
You gotta get to a point of just being able to sacrifice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, am I gonna go to McDonald's every day or pick different places? Like I see it at work all the time. I see, man, they go from Panera Bread to McDonald's, then they'll go to this place in 1 week, and you didn't spend in a week. I watched like $100. Like, or do I just take that money and go get some cold cuts, or like, you know, Queen gets me these particular dinners, you know, those things I can, just hook up in the microwave, whatever, and I didn't save X amount of dollars. Like, we have to start
Thinking like that.
man, because the rich stay rich, because they say they stingy, right? I've seen it. I done seen them be stingy, but I
Just
get
mention
it.
it. Don't be no consumer. You know what I'm saying? Don't consume.
That's not the object of the game. That's what they want from you. But if you're smart, you'll use your money to buy things that generate money. And then eventually you get to a point to where having things and buying what you want it's not that hard. It kind of comes
I appreciate this conversation, man.
Man, you already know.
Sure.
So, man, we hope you like it. You know what I'm saying?
Think bigger. Think outside the box.
Great topic, bro. Appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for bringing it to the table. You know,
Let
we
us
hope
know what y'all think, y'all. Let us know what y'all think. Let us
Hit
know.
the bell, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Please, like they say, comment. But you know what I'm saying? Do those other things more importantly, man. We about to bring merchandise. We trying to turn it up. You know what I'm saying? So we need those likes. So get it out to your people. You know what I'm saying? Critique.
Share.
So
Please
people,
critique.
we are looking for constructive criticism, to be straight up honest with you. So, tell us how you feel. Tell us what your thoughts are. Bring up a topic that you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? We'll shout you out. But much love. Hope all is well again. Peace.
It's always the 15s.